Now, see, this is a slide I just wanted to share because data is coming in different forms, and mostly the data is coming in very raw formats. Unstructured data we always get. There is no element of data where we get the clean and the data is very unstructured. But when we start looking at the data, then we keep thinking in our mind, like how can we organize those data and how can we make represent this data in a different visualized format? How can we make this data structured and then forecast, give the forecasting about the different industries the people are working for. So, and then there are various fun elements associated with the data. So this is about the guys saying it's not a non-linear pattern with outliners, but for some reason, I'm very happy with the data. They are not getting the data in a structured format, but he's happy with the data. Then they said, you can't keep adjusting the data to prove that you are the best Valentine's Day for scientists. Then once the data are been in proper fashion, everything is done, then you drill down and then you feel that you are presenting the exact visualization pattern and which is helping the industry for a better forecast. So that's where I put in like find patterns. Patterns are everywhere. Then you create the visualization part. The visualization part is where we have this data and then we create different visual elements which will be represented in a kind of a format like bar graphs, then pie charts, line graphs. There are various charts, various diagrams we put in our visualization pattern. And then what we do with these patterns, then we forecast. We forecast about what if I am taking up like about critical, let's say about a sport. We forecast about the trend of how the player is playing. Let's say Virat Kohli is playing for the last several years. His form has gone down. So we are expecting that with the current trend, if he keeps doing like this, he will not be able to reach the 100 centuries in the coming 5 years. That's what the data will forecast. Then from this data forecasting, we also can create fun surveys. It's a random sampling, we call it. We have these surveys elements given out in a leaflet format. Then we select a random sample of various like 1,000 people or 2,000 people, and then we do a random survey. And this random survey is also coming, and then we input those survey data into our system, and then we create a data analysis. That is, then we do a visualization and then we forecast. So that is the 4 elements in the left side. Then we dabble with the code. There are several codes we implement, be it in the healthcare industry, be it in the gaming industry, engineering industry. They have different coding mechanisms. So that's where the coders come into play. They are the data engineers at the background, data analysts at the background who do this kind of codings. Once these codings are done, then you examine the databases. A large volume of data collection which has been done over these years, we are getting those data into the database, and then we examine what we got and how we are representing. If the data are not right, if we are getting the data and we are not putting into the system in a correct format, our interpretations, our forecasting will go completely wrong. And based on that, we can't forecast and the organization will have a massive failure. So that's where the cleaning, every other mechanism come into account, and we examine the databases. Then extract data from these databases. Now we write several queries to extract data from the databases. You must be aware of the SQL structured query language, where within this there is a W3 schools. That's about students like you guys who are in the 5th or 6th or 7th graders. If you go to the W3 schools, you will learn the basic coding of this SQL queries, because the SQL queries is the basic functionalities where you can analyze any kind of data you get within the database. That's very important for the students to begin with. And then from these queries, also you can create fun graphs. So if let's say you guys have a team in the school, you have a red team, the blue team, and the yellow team. divided into 10, 20 people in each team. Okay. And then you can create your own database, do your coding, and then you can analyze those through these queries and make interesting graphs. Like say someone named A has scored a maximum run, and he is there. Someone make less runs in the number of matches he played. So then you can create a fun graphs on that. So this is about the importance of data science.